A young boy trains to work at a railway station. During his training and all his time working at the station, every girl falls in love with him. I don't blame them. Naoto is a great and likable character. I am sure you will fall in love with him too. Do watch out and take care. The movie starts with Naoto Takayama, who is on the train in Tokyo. He is a lover of trains and he wishes to work at Japan National Railway. To work at the railway, you must attend the Japan National Railway Central Academy, JNRC, and all the applicants of JNRC are forced to attend a 1-month training before admission. Takayama comes down from the train and walks toward his training ground. On his way, a little boy comes to him. The boy is crying because his balloon is hung on the tree. Sakurai, a strong and courageous young lady who has an intense hatred for the male gender, jumps from his back and steps at his back to climb the tree and get the ballot. The hit on Takayama's back makes him fall. As Sakurai comes down, another intelligent and beautiful young lady, Komi, walks toward them. Takayama is taken aback by Komi's beautiful shapes and looks at her. Sakurai notices Takayama staring at Komi, so she calls Takayama a pervert and walks away with Komi. Upon getting to their classroom, Takayama sees Komi again and greets her. She introduces herself to him before their instructor Gonao enters. The instructor calls out for Iwazumi, a young boy who loves food and sits beside Takayama, but Iwazumi is distracted with his food, so he doesn't hear the instructor. Takayama taps Iwazumi to get his attention. Their training officially starts, and after every activity, results are always posted on the notice board. Komi tops everyone in the class, and she comes first every day. So one day, Takayama asks her why she is that good. As they talk, Sakurai interrupts and asks Komi to stop talking to Takayama. Sitting beside them is Iwazumi, who has difficulty with a question. He asks Komi, and she answers him beautifully. She tells him that if he has any other questions, he can come to her. Since that day, the four of them became a group. They go through all the tests and pieces of training together and exceed beautifully. Their penultimate training is to coal throw a train and make it move at 100 kilometers per hour. As they start the test, the train keeps moving slowly until Takayama changes their coal throwing skills. They finish the task successfully and they are the only team who passed the test. Their final test is a field day. The four of them are assigned to Tokyo's railway and their chief warns them not to cause trouble. The chief sends Takayama and Komi to find a missing dog on the train. The duo finishes late, so the chief sends Sakurai and Iwazumi to check up on them. As they return, they see two men snatching a woman's bag. They leave their mission to catch the snatchers, and their chief is angry at them. Despite that, they pass their tests and they are admitted into the academy together. They are assigned to the Public Safety Force (PSF) with Nanalida, their squad leader. For their first mission, they are to guard the train station. Three of them, except Sakurai, contribute their quota by helping an older woman, petting a crying child, and finding a dog which they take to the lost and found section. Sakurai, on the other hand, is angry she isn't given field work. Their squad leader takes the girls for lunch, where they are served a special dish with liquid nitrogen. While the girls are at lunch, the train station gets a threat of a bomb blast. Lida returns and meets with Station Master Satamachi. Satamachi tells them that the bombers are requesting a sum of 100 million yen within an hour. He says that they will find the money and deliver it to the bombers. The team decides to locate the bomb. While they search, they get a call that the dog at the lost and found section is barking. Iwazumi suggests that the bomb is in the dog's cage. Iwazumi's suggestion turns out to be correct. Iwazumi and Komi lead the citizens out of the station while Sakurai and Takayama try to defuse the bomb. Sakurai cuts the wrong wire and any more attempts will detonate the bomb. She remembers the liquid nitrogen they used at the restaurant earlier, so she gets the nitrogen and uses it to freeze the bomb's power circuit. As a result of the team's work, the bomber is arrested and Takayama gets promoted to the position of deputy squad leader. The next day on Takayama's way to work, he meets Sasho, his close friend and classmate on the train. Sasho has just finished her training too, and she has been deployed to work at Japan Food Inc., which is just beside Tokyo Station. They both stop at the train station and go to work. As Takayama goes to work, he sees Sakurai knocking out a criminal at the train station. A man also comes to ask for directions in English. Sakurai is asked to write an apology letter for knocking out a passenger. After writing her apology, the team goes to Japan for food to eat. They meet Sasho there, and she introduces herself to them. That night, Sasho and Takayama meet again. Sasho comments that Sakurai is cut fit for their team. The next day at work, Sakurai comes to report her missing friend Kumi. She says that she and Kumi have mutual ringing tones and she has been missing for 24 hours. On her way out of their office, she hears Kumi's ringtone by the lost and found section. They take Kumi's phone and find audio of her. Some men were dragging her and she was trying to run. Sashu listens to the voice note and figures the recording was taken at Umishibura Station on the JNR Surumi line as she hears the waves. She takes the team there. They search around the station for Kumi and eventually find her with some drug smugglers at a warehouse. They attack the smugglers and arrest them. After the mission, Lita gives her report to her superior and says that she likes her team. Sasho also appreciates the team for their help. For the team's next mission, an idol celebrity named Noa Kashima is visiting the JNR camp as an invited artist. To protect her, the team is sent to follow Noa with a train called the Dancer. On the train, Noa behaves rudely toward the team, but they don't react. Upon getting to their destination, Sakurai sees a man looking at them weirdly. The man is Noa's fan and brings a gift to her. Noa's assistant attempts to collect the gift, but the man pushes the lady. Takayama steps in to protect Noa, but he falls off and collapses. They go to the beach for their practice. Noa's assistant tells her she found a paper in her bag earlier. As a gift, Noa gives Takayama a stamp book to appreciate his help, and they all dress in a swimsuit for their practice. During the practice, a fluke paper is burnt at their location, and the team sees it as a threat to the next day's show. As the show starts, Noa sings beautifully, but Takayama notices a weird man around the stage. The man wears a staff cap but raises a knife to stab Noa. Takayama jumps in and takes the knife to his chest. Fortunately for him, the knife stabs the stamp book in his pocket, and he survives. After arresting the criminal, Noa goes to Takayama to thank him, then returns to the train to travel home. On her train, she tells her assistant that she thinks she is in love with Takayama. As they continue their mission, Sakurai asks Takayama to do shooting training with her. After the training, Takayama and Kumi go to clean up. As they return, Kumi sees an injury on Takayama's face and helps him clean it out. Meanwhile, Takayama discusses an expense-paid trip for JNR trainees. He says he wishes to join the journey. Their squad leader, Lita, comes to inform them of another mission. She tells them that the bomber's accomplice is in the station and they must arrest him. The team divides into two. Kumi and Iwazumi go for their search while Takayama waits for Sakurai to arrive. As she arrives, she mistakenly hits a man on his face and notices the man is the bomber. She and Takayama tail the man into the train and call Lita to inform her. Lita instructs that they must not arrest the man without backup. Unfortunately for the team, the man figures he is being tailed, so he jumps out of the train and enters the bush. Takayama and Sakurai have no choice but to sleep at the train station that night. The following day, they find the man by the train station. As they attempt to chase him, the man drops a bomb at the railway and it blasts. A train is coming towards the broken railway. To avoid an accident, Sakurai shoots at the traffic light and forces the train to stop. Upon arriving at their station, they apologize to Lita for their failed mission, and Lita tells them that the bomber has been arrested. She appreciates them for preventing a fatal accident. Takayama tries to talk, but Sakurai hits him. On the other hand, Kumi is disgusted at Sakurai's attitude when Sakurai says she wants to train Takayama well. Following their failed mission, the team is detained at home that day. Takayama receives a mail that says, "Today may be your last day." He sees it as a threat, so he calls Sakurai for help. As Sakurai doesn't pick up, he calls Kumi. Kumi leaves home to find Takayama, but Sakurai sees her on the way. Upon getting to Takayama, he shows her the mail, and she suggests that the senders could be accomplices of the bomber, so she tries to call Sakurai. As Sakurai picks up the call, a strong wind blows away her phone, and the call breaks. Kumi assumes the bombers have gotten to Sakurai, and she asks Takayama to run. As they run, Sakurai sees them in front of the phone repair station. She attempts to shoot at them in jealousy, but a doll at her back hits her, and the bullet goes toward Takayama. Kumi assumes the bombers are attacking Takayama, so they jump to a hideout. At the shelter, cats jump at them. Kumi tells Takayama that the bombers send the cat. She drops her clothes to distract the cats, and they both run into the transportation museum. Meanwhile, Sakurai finds a piece of Kumi's wear on the way. She goes to see her and bumps into her squad leader Lida with Captain Gano. They receive a call that some thieves have broken into the museum, and they run to the museum to help. On the other hand, the thieves are chasing Takayama and Kumi. Trying to protect Kumi, Takayama locks her into a room and attempts to fight the thieves. Lida arrives with Sakurai and they arrest the thieves. While locked up, Kumi remembers the first time she met Takayama. About 8 years ago, Kumi was stranded at the transportation museum and Takayama rescued her. Eventually, Takayama shows Lida the threat letter. Upon reading the letter, it turns out it was an advertisement flyer from an insurance company. Lida tells her squad about advanced training. They agree to go for the training and travel there. On their first night, Takayama gets drunk and talks about why he wants to be a train driver. He says it's because a train driver once saved his life. The following day, they train on how to drive a train, but they failed the test. Upon getting home, Takayama is angry at himself and he laments to Sasho, who encourages him that he is doing well. She asks him to invite his friend, so they should hang out at Karuizawa the next day. They all assemble at the meeting point except Kumi. Takayama receives a call from Lida, who asks him to pick up someone at a church. Upon getting to the church, he meets Sakurai there. Suddenly, Kumi also arrives, and she is angry at him for leaving her to meet Kumi. Suddenly, Lida comes too. The emotional tension between the team threatens the unity and harmony between them. The tension between them is relieved when Takayama receives a call from instructor Narita. He tells his team that the rain has caused a rock to slip by the railway, and they are needed to guard the passengers' safety. As they get to the train station, a young woman comes screaming to take the train. The guard tells her she can't take the train because all the railways have been closed. The station master comes to the woman's rescue. The lady says she is Oito, and she works with the organ transit department. She says she needs to deliver the organ with her to Maebashi, and the road has been closed. While the other staff insist there is no way they can get the organ to its destination, Kumi thinks they can try. She says she will single-handedly take the organ to its destination. Takayama suggests there is an old railway they can pass, and their team takes the train and drives the woman. They drop Oito at her hospital, and the doctors cheer them on. They proceed to drop the organ at Maebashi. After the delivery, Kumi apologizes to Takayama for making them take the journey and says that she has once lost a family member because of an organ issue. They return to the station, and the train master checks the train. He tells Takayama that he is not yet experienced in being a driver. That day, the team returns, and Sasho asks them to hurry up for Noah's concert. Sakurai stops by and watches a fashion show. Takayama walks to her and asks her if she wants to buy the clothes, then comments that the dress will be pretty on her. As they go on, Takayama trains under Sakurai, and she teaches him some defense skills. One day, the team is asked to guard a prince named Bernina. Bernina is visiting for the sister city ceremony at Sapporo, and Bernina specifically asks for Kumi's team. Takayama finds out that Kumi and Bernina are friends and attended the same school in America. As the train is about to move, Sakurai places a call to Takayama to tell him that she is pursuing a suspicious man and she will join the train later. So Takayama boarded the train alongside Iwazumi and Kumi. He later finds out that Sasho is also on the train as she is appointed to work at the dining. Bernina asks to use the bathroom. As he bathes, Takayama notices he spends too long in the bathroom. He knocks, but Bernina doesn't respond, so he breaks the bathroom door and brings him out. To his amazement, he realizes Bernina is a lady. As Bernina wakes up, she begs him to please keep her little secret. They go for lunch, and as they eat, a huge man comes to kidnap Bernina. Iwazumi stays to fight with the man while Takayama escapes with Bernina. However, there are two intruders. The second intruder goes after Takayama. He catches up with him and uses a teaser to torture him. Fortunately, Sakurai arrives to fight the man. The victory doesn't last long as the kidnapper regains his strength and goes for them. Iwazuru, who has finished the fight with the first kidnapper, comes by and saves them. They are relieved of their pain, but their joy is also short-lived. Takayama receives a call from Kumi's number and realizes Kumi has been kidnapped. They call Lida, who says she will request backup. They eventually get to the train station and Lida takes Bernina from them. She asks them to find Kumi and save her. They finally see the train Kumi is kidnapped, and Sakurai battles with bullets with the kidnapper and kills him. During the battles, the train's power circuit gets destroyed and they can no longer control the last two cars. Takayama suggests they should detach the last two cars and save the passengers. He and Sakurai detach the car and they are to jump back to the train. Unfortunately, Sakurai is wounded and they can't jump. They both hang on to the detached cars while he treats her wounds. She is about to tell him she loves him when they hear the voice of their captain. Eventually, the cars are stopped and they both survive. After the encounter, Takayama and Lida go to clean up the location. On their trip back to Tokyo, Takayama notices a strange sound on the train. He tells Lida about this, but she replies that they are on the train as a passenger and not a guest. But Takayama can't shake off the feelings. Meanwhile, Sakurai, Kumi, and Captain Gano come to the office early because they want to see Takayama. On the train, Takayama goes to the driver to complain about the sound and then calls Kumi to get him the train's manual. He asks Lida to give him her elastic pants so he can control the sound. After that, he realizes the air conditioning in the train is faulty. Lida offers him a chopstick to hold the control button. She comments that trouble always finds Takayama on the train. Upon arriving at work, Lida gives him the next day off and he goes home. He sits in front of his home and sees Noah. Sasho meets both of them there. They take him inside and he sees all his female lovers waiting for him at home. They share drinks and cheers as the movie ends. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the like and smash that subscribe button if you enjoyed the video.